Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Sean back with another one. Ah, man. My boy Brandon couldn't make it with us tonight. His phone said, what, 3%? So I got my boy Meach with us. And we're going to give our picks today. And we're also going to talk a little football. We're a quarter in the NFL right now. And everybody's already played about 4 games. We're a night before the Thursday night football game, which is Washington and Chicago, which I'm not really too thrilled to watch. I feel like Washington's going to win that game. Um, let's just go ahead and speak on that game right quick because it is tomorrow night. You kind of give your thoughts, bro, and I give my thoughts on that game. Washington versus Chicago. What are you looking forward to on that Thursday night game, man?
Uh, I believe the Bears is gonna pull through because what's his name? Sam Howell.
Yeah, Sam Howell. Yep.
Yeah, he's not really it for them. I believe Chicago will probably win, but Washington got a good defense. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the haymaker and say Washington gonna win.
So you said Washington. I think you was going to pick Chicago the way you was talking just now.
Yeah, I mean, Washington on the offensive boards, no, but the defensive boards, Washington,
Uh,
yeah, they got the Bears on that.
yeah, so I can run across a couple of numbers that going off in that game in general for team. Um, Offensive wise, the Washington Commanders got Chicago Bears by one. I mean, they ranked one ahead. Offense for Washington is ranked 20th. For Chicago is ranked 21st. When you go to defense, Washington is ranked 21st. Chicago is ranked 28th. When you go to passing, Washington is ranked 20th. Chicago is ranked 24th. And when you go rushing, Washington is ranked 17th and Chicago is ranked 13th. So it's a pretty even matchup when you go by statistics. They rank bottom 20 on everything. I mean, they rank 20th or below in everything, both teams. So you kind of get an equally matched kind of team. One sitting at 0-4 with the Chicago Bears, and the other one sitting at 2-2 and Washington Commanders. I think Sam Howell is a pretty average quarterback. I feel like if you go talent wise, I think he isn't. I don't think he's better than Justin Fields talent wise. I think the Chicago Bears, though, schematically is horrible, and I don't think they give Justin Fields a fair shot in that scheme to be able to produce the way that they should. So if I'm gonna pick, I'm gonna pick the Commanders. I think Washington is gonna make it tough for the NFC East, I believe. Yeah, NFC East this year. Sitting on the Cowboys and the Eagles, which I think may win that division. I know a lot of people got those two teams winning either, either or winning that division. But the Washington Commanders, depending on the favorable schedule, I feel like they might make it tight for the both of those two teams. New York Giants, I don't feel like they're going to be going anywhere this year. But this game, like I said, I'm not interested in really seeing on Thursday night. I'm not sure if you are or not. So I don't really got much I want to say about it. I just got the Commanders beating the Chicago Bears.
Mm, yeah, I got the Commanders beating the Bears too. I don't believe it's going to be a blowout. I really don't believe it. I believe it's going to be a very decent amount of sacks that's going to happen, and a couple of particular plays that's going to dazzle our eyes. Nothing top 10, but it's going to be some plays that Justin Fields is going to make that's going to be unbelievable, because he has ran a couple of times and it was more than enough yards at certain points of his career. So I believe the Commanders can contain him and can prosper to win.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields' last game showed that he can make things happen. It's just I don't know that experience over there. I mean, it's really weird over there. I want to believe in Justin Fields, but I know a lot of people had high hopes on Justin Fields this year. But um, and like I said last week, he showed some some reasons why you would want to believe in him. But then later on in that game, uh, the costly turnovers and decision makings he had in that last couple of minutes of that game cost him against Denver, and I feel like he can't get out of his own way, and maybe a change of scenery might be best for him going forward. Um, and that's just my opinion, man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't care about this game at all. Total offensive yards, Chicago Bears, they have uh, 12-21 to the Commanders 15-33. So, um,
Mm.
total rushing yards, the Bears have 476 and the Commanders have 462. Total passing yards, the Bears have 861, the Commanders have 1071. Um, Touchdowns, Chicago Bears have 9, Washington has 17. So the turnover ratio for the Commanders is zero, and for the Bears is -6. So statistically, you probably will want to go with the Washington Commanders offensively. Um, they're 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 not as bad. They're not as bad as the Bears, but they're not much better either. So I mean, I guess it's pick your poison there, huh?
Yeah. I
So
mean, you can't really discredit both teams. They was decent back in their heydays. Still okay, but they don't have that franchise player wise to make it pop. Like, how we got Lamar. Like, like he's a superstar to us because he's done so much in such little time. And it seemed like for them two teams, like they don't have that type of magnify in a player like Fields or uh, I don't even know who the Commanders got on offense that's good.
they got scary Terry McLaurin. He's a good wide receiver. I think Robinson is a good running back, pretty decent running back. They got some pieces over there. Um, I feel like Chicago didn't do the best, but they kind of tried to do what they can in order to get pieces around Justin Fields. Justin Fields, I guess he needs a lot more than what we think to be successful, or it's just a scheme, like I said, for him, because he's talented as much as Lamar Jackson is, just as talented, but he can't get the wins just like Lamar Jackson. And it seems like Lamar Jackson can pull it out when he can't. So um, to compare them to, a lot of people, like I said, had high hopes for Justin Fields this year, and it's not panned out. Uh, Team success wise, starting off at 0-4. I believe they'll start off at 0-5 tomorrow night in that Thursday night football game. I feel like let's keep it moving. I feel like we might as well go ahead and make our picks for next week before it gets too late. But besides that, I also want to talk Ravens, since both of us are both Ravens fans. We can kind of give our recap on the first quarter of the Ravens season. So I'm gonna run through these games right quick. We can go ahead and make those picks, and then we can get a little bit of Ravens talking here, if you don't mind.
all right.
All right, so we both picked Washington, I believe, for Thursday night to kick off the season of Week 5.
Yeah.
All right. The next game we got Buffalo and Jacksonville.
Buffalo.
I got Buffalo in that game as well. That is an actual 9:30 game. I guess they're gonna. Why is that game so early? Maybe they're in London. That game's at 9:30. Kicks off at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. Next game we got up is Houston and Atlanta.
Uh, I'm a rock with Houston this time because I don't see Atlanta Falcons secondary going to compare with them boys secondary.
You got a good point right there. They're both sitting at 2-2. I like CJ Stroud as right now as a rookie. I believe he is a top 10 in passing yards, and he has not thrown, I believe, a pick at right now. And offensively, they're ranked in the top 10. They rank 10th offensively, and they rank 4th in the pass. The issue with them is the rushing. They rank 26th. They rank at the bottom in rushing. So they're going to have to balance that out going farther, I believe. But they're going against the Atlanta Falcons, who is top 10 in defense right now, statistically. They rank 7th in total defense, so it's going to be a little battle there. But they rank at the bottom in passing, dude. They rank 32nd in passing. So I will roll with you on that one. I'm going to pick the Houston Texans. I believe. What's his name? The head coach, Miko Ryans, right? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying his name wrong, but the head coach, he's a minority head coach. So I'm rooting for him. And the Texans have not had success in some years now, so I'm just rooting for him to be successful. I'm rooting for C.J. Stroud, Ohio State quarterback, just like Justin Fields, but I feel like C.J. Stroud at the moment is showing more upside than Justin Fields. Moving on to the next game, we got Carolina and Detroit.
Detroit.
I got Detroit too. Detroit sitting at 3-1. I think that's their division now since Aaron Rodgers no longer in Green Bay. Detroit and Minnesota is going to be fighting for that spot, but I do feel like Detroit is going to get that. Minnesota is not looking good this year, and Jordan Love is going to need at least a full season under his belt before he's actually competing for that division. Moving on, we got Indianapolis and Tennessee.
I guess I'll go with Tennessee. Yeah, I'll go with Tennessee.
Yeah, all right, you're gonna go with Tennessee. Tennessee did beat the Bengals, excuse me, last week. The thing is, I feel very strong about Anthony Richardson, and as a quarterback, he's showing a little bit of promise. Their defense, though, they rank at the bottom portion of the league. They rank 29th, the Colts defense. Then they're going up against the 12th defense, but the 28th passing. So I feel like Anthony Richardson, on the ground, if he keep his feet on the ground and make a few big plays here and there, I feel like the Colts can get that one. So I'm gonna pick the Colts, and you got Tennessee in that one. I'm gonna take the Colts in that one. Next game we got New York and Miami. New York Giants and Miami, to be specific.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah, Miami, man. Miami looks really, really good this year. Based on the health of Tua, if he stays healthy, and that offense may have a little bit ups and downs depending on who they're playing from time to time, based on the schematics of things. But I feel like they're one of the better teams, one of the top teams in the league right now, at least top 5. So Miami definitely got that game, if you ask me. Next game, we got New England and New Orleans.
Oh, Lord. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to have to pick New England.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick New Orleans on that one. Mac Jones is not looking good. I try to break things down to Brandon about that. He mentioned, we had a bad offensive coordinator. Now we got a better offensive coordinator, which is kind of true. The offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, was with Mac Jones in Alabama, so he's familiar with them. They should know his strengths, and it's just not working out. So I'm gonna go with New Orleans on that one. Next game we got is Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I got Baltimore. We don't know who we're gonna be facing at the moment, whether it be Mitch Trubisky or the rookie. I said the rookie quarterback, Kenny Pickett. And either or, I feel like the Baltimore Ravens defense is flying around right now. We're looking good. And I feel like we're gonna just get that game. Lamar's been looking really great, and we'll talk about that here after we finish our picks. Next game, we got Arizona and Cincinnati.
I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
That's a must-win game for Cincinnati. If Cincinnati starts 1-4, um, I can't say that they can't make the playoffs because they do have one of the best offenses in the league, based on what we've seen from years past. But this year has not looked good for them offensively. We know that Joe Burrow is dealing with a calf injury, but if they start off 1-4, I don't see them making the playoffs, and so they gotta win this game here against Arizona. Um, Next game we got Philly and the so I'm gonna pick the Bengals in that game also. They must win that game. Moving forward, we got Philly and the Rams.
Oh, Philly.
Yes, Philly is still undefeated, 4-0 right now. They squeaked by a few different teams and a few different people. I mean, I think they played Arizona and they played them. I think their team played them tough, if I'm not mistaken. But the Rams are making games tight. It could be a toss up there, but I'm actually going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles as well. They're going to keep that win streak rolling and go to 5-0. Next game, we got the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos.
I'm going with the Broncos.
Yeah, it's been tough on Zach Wilson. A lot of people don't see him as being a legit quarterback to lead a team. I feel like this is a year that he's going to have to really show that he belongs in the league, or this is his last shot at actually being a starting quarterback in the league. The Denver Broncos, they need this win, sort of like the Bengals. No one has high hopes for the Bengals. I mean, the Denver Broncos, but we expect Sean Payton and Russell Wilson to be able to put a very competitive team on the field. So far, so they have not done that. So I think they get a shot at possibly doing that going against the Jets, maybe go to 2-3. So I'm going to take Denver Broncos in that game. Next game we got Kansas City and Minnesota.
I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
Right. I'm going to go with Kansas City as well. Minnesota is going through some adversity right now, with especially starting off at 1-3. Another team that's disappointing that we thought maybe would have been, in the middle of the pack as a playoff team going forward in the NFC, especially with the Green Bay Packers no longer having Aaron Rodgers. But I'm definitely going to take Kansas City in that one. Next game, we got Dallas and San Fran.
San Fran.
That's gonna be a game that everyone's going. It's actually a Sunday night game, so that's really great that they made it prime time. Dallas being 3-1 and San Fran being 4-0. Both teams look really great defensively. Two of the best teams in the league. Offensively, it's a little bit different. You got the Cowboys, they rank number 2 in defense, and you got the 49ers ranking number 5 in defense. You got the 49ers ranking 2nd in offense, and you got Cowboys ranked 11th in offense. Then you got the 49ers who rank 9th in passing, and the 49ers rank 3rd in rushing, where the Cowboys rank 14th in passing and 7th in rushing. So both high-octane offenses and both high-octane defenses, very stout defenses, excuse me. That is a tough one because I want to say the 49ers because, statistically and from what I've seen, Christian McCaffrey's been going crazy. You hate the Cowboys is one of the reasons why I know you definitely was going against them. But the Cowboys defense will make this game a lot closer and tighter than what we expect. And I feel like Dak Prescott can make the plays that you need. He can mess it up as well, but I think Brock Purdy going up against that Cowboys defense is going to make a difference in this one here. And I feel like the Cowboys get that and go to 4-1. So I got the Cowboys, you got the 49ers. So that wraps up the game picks. for this week coming up, and I'm glad we was able to get that in there. So now we can speak a little bit about our Baltimore Ravens in the first quarter of the season. We're 3-1. What is the biggest surprise for you right now from watching the Baltimore Ravens? Like, is there anything that surprises you that you wasn't expecting from the Baltimore Ravens this year?
The biggest shock was we lost a very tight game with the Colts, but we still competed in a level where we can show promise and we can get a whole lot further where we need to go at as a team. I see the logic of holding on to OBJ, try to limit him to a perimeter just to affect them more towards in the playoff sense, because he has that very deep playoff experience that we are lacking. Defensive wise, we've been looking pretty decent. Can't really say too many bad things except why Justin Tucker, why you missed that field goal.
Yeah, that was a tough one. You can let Tucker miss a couple. You know what I mean? He's been so clutch for us throughout the years. I mean, I'm okay with him missing that one. I don't blame the game on him. And one of my biggest surprises this year right here is the way the offense is ran when we run the ball. I don't like the way that we run the ball, but we are ranked 4th in rushing in the league. So we still rush effectively. It's just I don't like the way that we do it. We rank 26 in the pass, so in the passing game. So we still rank, based on total yards through the air, we still rank at the bottom. Lamar has been very efficient. He's been very efficient and accurate this year right here with his passes. He's been completing a lot of his passes. It's just, he'll finish the game with 200 yards or less. And it's like, oh yeah, we got the win, but he's not really putting the ball, through the air, or he's not gaining numbers, which you don't necessarily need to gain numbers to win games, because we've seen him be successful. We are successful right now at that. It's just, I was expecting to see a little more of a 350-yard games, 400 passing yard games, but we're not seeing that. So that was one of my biggest surprises. I'm also surprised the most that our defense has been playing so well with a lot of people who've been hurt in this first quarter. We rank 3rd in defense right now, and so we are top 3 defense right now statistically. And we've been without our starting corner, Marlon Humphrey. We've had a lot of different guys in and out on our back end, with Marcus Williams being hurt. Kyle Hamilton has grown a lot this year. He's been looking really good. And that duo we got at linebacker, man, Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, been flying around, hitting everything moving. So I've been really surprised. Our pass rush has not been it's not been relevant enough in that front four for me to give them any kind of praise on that defensive line. But we've been able to, on the back end, make a lot of big plays and make things happen. So I'm very excited about that defense that we got this year right here. So I'm looking really good. Lamar Jackson, just speaking on that, he's been throwing the ball very efficient and accurate this season in the first quarter. Is that something that you was expecting to see in this offense, or that was something you were expecting to see from Lamar at all? Or you just been like, hey, it's something that they're trying to transition him into, and it's been working?
I was trying to see that he could transition a whole lot more better in ways than just only losing his legs, because I don't want to put him in the same category as RG3, Vic, Randall Cunningham, Brian Leftwich, um, even Donovan McNabb. I don't want to put him in that of a scrambling quarterback legacy. I want him to be more diverse as quarterback wise. You know, he got weapons now that he can actually count on, and they are there to make big plays. You just gotta be more of a trusting thing for on both ends that I believe Lamar is going he gonna get, but it's gonna take some time because this is the first season he really has experienced something such as this.
Yeah, so like I said, it's always early in the season. We do have a little bit of weapons that people have been excited about. For instance, Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers. People have been looking forward to them on the field and seeing what they can be able to do. Rashad Bateman has been not a disappointment, but he's been injured again. Odell Beckham got injured again, but statistically, I'm pretty sure through the first 4 games, those guys are not very pleased at where they are. I feel like I was expecting them to be, hey, I got 20 receptions for a couple hundred yards and maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns so far through this first quarter of the season. That has not been the case. I hope all spirits are high for those receivers, and that when they do come back, we can start gelling and making things work. Zay Flowers, on the other hand, has not scored a touchdown yet, but he has been a very big bright spot, making some big plays in this first quarter of the season. So I feel like he's going to continue to get better, and he's going to continue to show growth throughout the season. And I feel like he's going to have a really big year. I hope Odell Beckham Jr. and Rashad Bateman can come back and contribute to that as well. But Nelson Aguilar has been somebody who has been under the radar, but he's been making big plays for the Baltimore Ravens. And I actually appreciate the fact that Nelson Aguilar has been such a dynamic weapon for us and so far this season.
Yeah, and Duvernay too. Duvernay been moderate, and he ain't doing too much, but he's moderate to ease back into the offensive scheme of things when
Yeah,
he's called upon.
when he's called upon, he can make plays. Like I said, he hasn't really been out there as much. Um, we never first quarter, actually the first game, we lost J.K. Dobbins, who was our number one back. I've always been a fan of J.K., but I've also always been a fan of Gus Edwards. One thing I hated so far seeing, I'm a fan of Justice Hill as well, but if you was gonna transition, if after we lost J.K., the guy who should have been the next guy up should have been Gus Edwards, and the second game and the third game, they barely fed him the ball at all. They was giving the ball to Justice Hill. It was his goal, it was his game. And I didn't really like that. I felt like Gus Edwards, who averages 5 yards a carry, I believe, for his career, should have been a guy getting the rock for the most part. And so hopefully Ty Monken and the Ravens offense decide to, if it's going to be a guy in the backfield, it needs to be Gus Edwards for the most part.
Yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, Gus have injury problems too, so they just trying to save as much as they can and don't bring too many new people in the offensive scheme of things.
Yeah, I can
That
see I can see it being that way because Gus, like you said, has had injuries, but Gus right now is healthy. So if he's healthy, I feel like you have no choice but to go with Gus. Anybody else that you go with, like you said, I mean, we just watched the Colts beat. We just played the Colts and we watched Kenyon Drake come in, his first game and first snap of the game, and he fumbled the ball, and that I felt like that turned the whole game around. Him fumbling and losing that ball. Uh, Lamar Jackson at this point needs to be able to hold on to the ball a lot more. He needs to protect the ball better than what he's been. Even the last game against the Browns, it got a little scary when the pocket collapsed. You don't know if Lamar's going to fumble the ball or not because he holds the ball so loosely in the pocket, or even when he scrambles, sometimes he holds it so loosely you can just knock it out of his hands. He's fumbling the ball. He's recovering a lot of them, but still at the same time, it's just so scary to see how he carries the ball. Um, so them fumbles is very like detrimental to our team, and it's something that's scary to see when somebody like Lamar is running around with the ball like that. And like I brought that up because of Kenyon Drake. Like I said, he fumbled, and then it never seemed like we was able to regroup after that. Um, as far as my overall like grade that I would give the Ravens for the first quarter, I would probably go a B. Um, and I'm gonna let you give your grade. I think the reason why I give a B is because that offense, it has its moments where it looks really good and it looks like it can be very dangerous, but it also has its moments where it looks like we're the same Ravens from before, where we can't get out of our own way type of deal. So hopefully, going into this next quarter, there's things that we um, carry with us that work well, and things that didn't work well, we kind of move to the back burner, and we kind of make decisions to kind of improve on that things that we did do well in that first quarter. Uh, Another reason for the B is B plus is for the defense. Like I said, top three defense right now. With the injuries that we got and the guys that we got coming back, Marcus Williams coming back, Marlon Humphrey coming back. Don't know too much about Odafe and Ajabo, but Clowney has been playing well. He's been getting pressure. Um, Kyle Hamilton has been a really bright spot. Geno Stone has even been a bright spot. So that B plus is really defensively. We played so strong that I feel like we got a good team this year going into this season because of that defense. Lamar's been very efficient and accurate, so that's another reason why. And I know that we got a lot of our weapons that's out on the offensive side of the ball. So when they do come back, I'm hoping that kind of upgrade us overall. So right now, that first quarter, I'm gonna go with a B plus. Can't go a A because it's not been very consistent on that offense, man. What you give the Ravens right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on the B plus. Um, yeah, pretty much whatever all you said was right on the head. And I want to congratulate the new signing of Van Noy that we just got. Congratulations to him because he has been a problem for him. He was on the Rams.
He
Yeah, he
played.
was on the Rams.
He played for the. I know he played for the Patriots. I believe he played for the Dolphins. Well, it's possible he played for the Rams. I don't remember where he was last year. That's probably where he was at, maybe with the Rams. He is a veteran. He does bring experience, and he will be able to make some plays when needed. He played very well last week. So yeah, yep. Congratulations to him being a Raven now, um, and chasing this Super Bowl this year right here, which the Ravens are trying to do. Um, as far as injury wise, Marcus Williams, I'm hoping he's back, but I'm hoping he's on a count. Maybe get him in a couple plays, get him out, get him in, get him out, just to see how he feels, with that pec injury that he has. Marlon Humphrey, coming off that foot injury, get him on account. And I say get him on account because the defense been playing so well without them. We just want to kind of wean them in, surely, but wean them in. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to just throw them in right away and then say, hey, we need you guys this much. We can wean them in, and then when they get accustomed to just being out there, they feel comfortable, they feel good, then they can just stay out there, and that'd be an upgrade. But I'm looking forward to that defense, man. I really am. When we get that offense back rolling with Odell Beckham Jr., I hope we don't go to a point where we feel like Odell Beckham Jr. needs to get caught up to where, what I'm saying, we need to get him passes. We need to get him catches and touchdowns because he missed these last two games. So he needs to get the ball. I do feel like we should feed him the ball, but not to the extent that it's just something that we're trying to do every game all the time. We need to keep it balanced where we're spreading the ball to Aguilar, to Duvernay, to Andrews. We got a bunch of weapons, so let's not make it just a 1-2 guy type of offense type of thing. So going forward, man, um, this next quarter, I'm expecting the Ravens to go 4-0. 4-0. You probably think the same thing, but being realistically, I'll be happy if they go 3-1 again in this next quarter for these next 4 games. That's more realistically they can do that. As long as we keep up with uh, that positive game we had against the Browns. If we can keep it positive from that, I feel like we'll be straight.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because there are some teams now that are in the win of things that we have to minorly keep an eye on upon the other teams. But I hope we don't have to crumble, but we just got to be in a competing way of things to say that we're just on as much on their standards, just like they are, because they are more overhyped now. Because they're getting more views and more looks than what we are getting. Well, me speaking from down south, and you're all the way up north, so that's what I mean by that. I really
Yeah,
hope that
would
we're.
you be able to even catch a Ravens game yet this year? Because I know that unless you got some kind of NFL Plus where you can get all the games, or some kind of subscription where you can get all the games. You guys aren't really getting Ravens games down there. I am. I watched every game so far that the Ravens had. Being up north, actually being about 40 minutes away from Baltimore. Um, so I've actually got a better perspective at actually seeing with my own eyes. How many games was you able to catch so far this year?
I only catch 3 games that was on the all. We call it the preseason.
Dang, so you ain't get to watch a season game yet?
No.
Dang, yeah. I see where you could be frustrated. You gotta get some kind of subscription, man, to be able to catch the Ravens, dude.
Yeah, and I got NFL thing. I paid the whole 15, and it still is not in my market because they're going off of my
Locate.
location.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so before we wrap it up, let's anything you looking forward to against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is there anybody that you feel is going to be a surprise? Anything that you feel like we shouldn't do?
Um, yeah, stay clear away from T.J. Watt. Stay away from him. I believe that they got a nice offensive scheme. They stay clean away from him, but he is detrimental to getting in play quarterbacks' heads or tight ends or running back heads. Like he's that type of player to get in the head. So if we can moderate him to a mediocre style play and contain him, I believe we'll be way overdue as in being fine. Just stay away from TJ Watt.
Yeah, T.J. Watt is the main guy. Just like last week, except for the Bengals, the Browns, they do have a good bit of weapons on the back end with Denzel Ward, but Miles Garrett was that guy. Miles Garrett got his. He did make plays. He is a wrecker on for any O line. T.J. Watt's going to be the same. He's going to be a wrecker. He's going to get his. But if we can contain it and don't let it happen on key downs throughout the game to swing momentum. Minka Fitzpatrick, he's another guy, and he's a guy in the secondary that can make things happen. But I feel like with our rush game, if we're able to make him just be able to step up a little bit, we can go behind that, or we can move him out of the way a lot easier than containing or doing anything with TJ Watt. Their offense, they do have weapons. I like George Pickens as a receiver. I think he's a really good receiver. So it'd be good to get Marlon Humphrey back this game here. Marcus Williams, would be good to have him back as well, because Deontay Johnson is also another good receiver over there. Depending on the quarterback play, if they do try to get Pickett out there, the issue with that is he has a knee injury, just bruised bones. But if we can continue to hit him, and we can probably make him play the game scared, or play the game timid, because of the injury. But if we get Mitchell Trubisky, who has not played well, and substituting in for Pickett, he's a veteran. He can make plays. He is healthy. So we would have to just be able to hit him and really make him not want to play again, because like I said, he is healthy. So just hit him a lot, bring pressure, make him get off his game, and I feel like we'd be good to go. I feel like we will win this game and go 4-1. That will make us 3-0 in the division, and 3-0 at all away games for our division. So that means every other division game will be home for us, which I feel like the odds of us being home and winning our division games are really good. So we are really in a good position right now. Winning this game will make us, like I said, 3-0 against our own division, and all division games were at the opponent's home. So that'll be really good look for us going forward. And the Ravens at that point will be in the driver's seat, if you ask me, for the division.
Exactly. I see that.
So shout out to the Ravens. They got a B+ is what we give them. We're gonna cut this one a little short here tonight. We want to speak on the Ravens. We both Ravens fans. We don't have that fan of, I don't know if he's a fan of the Patriots or if he's a fan of the Bears, because both teams are garbage. I'm not sure if he's a secret fan of another team right now. We'll wait to let him speak on that himself. But he's not in here tonight, so we didn't make it a broad conversation. We made it strictly about the Ravens. So if you're a Ravens fan, we hope that you agree on what we're speaking on. And if you have anything that you want to speak on at that point, you can leave it in the comments. Drop us a like, subscribe, and we will we will definitely get back to you in the comments, and we would love you guys leave a comment on what you think we should do to grow the channel, or make this podcast a little bit better. We are a work in progress. We've been up before, but now we're trying to get back. We appreciate you guys, and that's gonna be a wrap, bro.
Oh yeah.